Obviously, from the title of the video, you can probably tell what we're talking about today. Today, we're talking about creating a cohesive home design. And look, you might not be into that, and that's fine. If you want to go off and be your little eclectic, artistic, maximalist, weirdo little self, do it. Don't fucking listen to me. Go, be free, be creative. If you want to have every room in your house feel like it's a set from a different movie in a different time period on a different planet, I love it for you. However, I will say that I think even in your little eclectic, maximalist, artistic, chaotic little weirdo home, some of these tips might be helpful. Maybe just think about it. Maybe just give it a try. Maybe just experiment a little. You might be surprised. And for the rest of us, this will definitely help you. I feel like creating a home that makes sense from beginning to end feels kind of like elusive and hard and weird, and is something that I've thought about a lot in my own home of like, how do I do this? Because, you get your little Pinterest board together and you're like, I like this bedroom and I like this living room and I like this bathroom, and none of them make sense together. Maybe there's like themes that kind of weave throughout, but like, at least for me, none of it makes sense together. And like, maybe that's cool, maybe that's a vibe, but here's the thing. Creating a cohesive home, which is like such a buzzword, isn't actually because some asshole on the internet told you that you have to have a cohesive home. It's a status symbol. I don't approach this from a place of because Better Homes and Gardens told me that if I have wood accents in my living room, I should repeat that thematically in other rooms of my house. I don't give a fuck. The reason for me that having a cohesive home design feels important is because it feels like it brings a sense of peace and grounding to my nervous system. And when I go out into the world, my nervous system is on 10 the entire time. So when you walk into your house, it should feel like a breath of relief. You should feel calm. There should be no surprises waiting for you. When you're out in the world, you have no idea what's going to happen next. You have no idea if that car is going to stop for you. You have no idea if that guy is going to say something weird to you. You have no idea if you're going to get a news alert that something terrible has happened. So when you're home, yeah, the outside world is still hard, but it should feel a little more grounded, a little more safe, that even if things go hard, you're in a familiar space. And one way to bring that sense of familiarity, of safety, of grounding, I think, is cohesion. Because when you build a cohesive home, it's a signal to your nervous system and to your brain that says, you know what to expect. You can trust your environment. It's not going to surprise you. I also feel like it's about making it just feel more intentional and more thoughtful, like you put in some effort. And I'm assuming if you've stumbled into this channel, you're someone who likes to put effort into making your home. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be hard, and it definitely doesn't have to be expensive. It feels hard because everything feels hard. And because designing even one room feels intimidating. So thinking about an entire house at one time can feel absolutely impossible. But honestly, I think there's just 5 or so elements that you need to give some thought to. And I promise if you spend just a little bit of time thinking about these elements and implementing these tips, your house is going to feel cohesive and connected and calm. And that is a huge fucking win. All right, enough talking. Let's get into it. Number 1, establish a unified color palette. You have to establish a unified color palette. And it doesn't mean you can't have a ton of colors, and it doesn't mean you can't have different colors in every room if that's your vibe, but it has to all make sense together. And this does not have to be hard. Go get on Pinterest right now and just search whole house color palette. Browse your options. If you want to get real spicy with it, throw in an adjective. Feminine whole house color palette. Masculine whole house color palette. European country whole house color palette. Calm. Fun, colorful. Throw in an adjective and see what comes up. And a lot of these options will even give you the actual paint colors. What a dream. Or go to a hardware store, march your happy little toes into the paint aisle where they have all the paint chips, and look for a pre-curated book. These exist, they are easy to miss, but they're there. It's just a complete book with a pre-curated color palette in it. It's like Sherwin-Williams, here are the 8 paint colors for your house. And many of them, if you flip through, give you ideas for how to use the colors in that palette. Because not all colors are equal. Some are going to be primary colors, some are going to be accent colors. In some rooms, they might flip. Another option is if you have like a photo or a print or a rug or a wallpaper, like something that you really like that is colorful, you can design your home around the colors in that. For example, let's take this wallpaper. This wallpaper is beautiful. She's beautiful. I don't even know if this is going to show on camera. If this goes bad, let me just pop the photo of this up on the screen. For example, this wallpaper. This is a sample that we got for our kitchen that we fell in love with. We could use this wallpaper to create the color palette for our entire house. But I think the key here is let the professionals do the work for you. Take your color palette and think about what place each color has in your home. So a color that is primary in one space might become an accent color in another space. I'm not saying you can't have dramatic and impactful color stories, but you want to start hinting at them as you move through your home so your brain isn't completely surprised when it walks into your bright yellow kitchen. If you want to do a bright yellow kitchen, what about yellow flowers by the door? What about a sunny yellow welcome mat? It's about giving your brain cues for what's to come so that when you walk into that bright yellow kitchen, your brain doesn't go, ah! Your brain goes, oh, wow, that makes sense. That's nice. That's nice. We just want our brains to go, that's nice. Does that make sense? Number 2, repeat key elements. When we talk about cohesive design, we talk about repeating key elements like colors, fabrics, materials, finishes. But I like to think of it more as a series of echoes. What elements feel like they're echoing other elements? My favorite way to do this is with furniture styles. For example, say you have a couch that's very mid-century modern and a bed that you inherited from your grandmother that's very like English country cottage. Can you bring in a dresser to the bedroom that has some cleaner lines that kind of echoes that mid-century modern style? Can you add pillows to the couch that feel a little more English country cottage, maybe a floral print, maybe some textured fabrics? Number 3, maintain balance and proportion. So think about the scale and the size of your furniture and decor. Making sure that everything is the right scale for the room and makes sense together is going to help you maintain overall balance. As a general rule, you want to avoid putting anything too oversized in a small space and avoid anything too small in a large space. This one comes with a disclaimer that rules are meant to be broken. And sometimes intentionally messing with the scale of an object can have really great impact. Some of my favorite interior design moments are intentionally the wrong scale, but it has to be an intentional choice. Another way to bring balance is by thinking about symmetry in your furniture layouts. Maintaining balance and proportion in your space overall is just going to help lend to that feeling of a unified home and a calm home that just makes sense to your nervous system. Number 4, use consistent architectural details. We're talking about flooring, trim, molding, and decorative accents. If you're gonna build an arched hallway, you've been on Pinterest, you are inspired, you are hype, you are watching YouTube tutorials, you are ready to build that DIY arched Spanish arch hallway of your dreams. Okay, great. Where are you going to mirror that arched architecture elsewhere in your home? Where are you going to echo it? It doesn't mean you have to go build arches in every doorway, but where does the arch get echoed? If you're super into 19th century Parisian ornate picture frame molding throughout the living room, and then you walk into the bedroom and you have farmhouse board and batten, it's gonna confuse your brain. And also, frankly, it's gonna just look like you spend too much time on Pinterest and bite other people's ideas. Which is fine. It's not that it's not cool, but I think this is the place where like a lack of cohesion is actually going to signal a lack of creativity and a lack of personality and a lack of like uniqueness. Hi, it's Editing Julie. I think the word that I was looking for here is identity or perspective. If you're just grabbing every idea from Pinterest you see, it doesn't feel like you're coming from a strong point of view and your design identity is going to get lost. Okay, back to the video. You're just going to start to feel like you live in a Pinterest board, which is cool. Pinterest is cute, but like, I don't know. I feel like you could do better. And it's going to make that space feel disconnected. So when you're making these choices, you really want to think about how you can bring consistency into your flooring, your trim, your architectural details so that you can create a more seamless flow from room to room. And number 5, accessorize thoughtfully. Properly accessorizing your space is the thing that will level you up. Think about the textiles and the patterns. Well, textiles is just a fancy word for fabric. Think about the fabric and the patterns that you're drawn to and how they complement each other across different rooms. And mixing textures can create depth and interest. You just want to make sure that they go well together. And similarly, like think about your art pieces. You want to pick art that resonates with you, feels good, that you love, but also that reflects your color palette, your material choices. space. Like, I don't think that you should have all matching art, and I don't think that your art needs to perfectly match your color palette, but I do think it needs to make sense in the space. So put a little bit of thought and intention behind that too. None of this needs to be hard, and none of it needs to be expensive. Like, you can implement these tips with Goodwill, secondhand, Facebook Marketplace, just as well as you can implement them buying everything brand new from West Elm, which, like, also don't do that. At the end of the day, I really think it just comes down to putting a little bit of thought and intention behind the home that you're creating, because it should be a place that grounds you. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're looking for more tips on how to turn your house into a home, check out this video right here. Or if you're looking for something a little different, try this one. I think you're really gonna love.